You are moving at 70 miles per hour down a crowded interstate, and the cabin is getting a little too hot. To turn down the air conditioning, you have to take your eyes off the road, look down at a brightly lit tablet, tap a tiny climate icon, and navigate a submenu. That moment of highway distraction is the direct result of a 15-year mandate. If you make a product, put a glossy black touchscreen on it. We saw this identical rectangle glued to thermostats, ovens, and exercise bikes. Since the 1920s, the consumer electronics industry has gathered at Berlin's IFA trade show to establish the hardware trends that dictate the following year. A century later, at IFA 2026, the people who build our electronics are visibly walking back their reliance on that glowing screen. Automakers are pulling tablets out of their dashboards. Smart home developers are hiding their interfaces inside solid pieces of wood. And sales for basic, featureless flip phones jumped 25% in a single year. This move away from the dashboard and the smartphone suggests that the industry is beginning to value physical intention over digital ubiquity. Corporations defaulted to the touchscreen because it solved a business problem, not because it improved the experience for the person using the device. In industrial design, this practice is known as deferred design, the strategy of avoiding difficult physical engineering choices by relying on a flat panel of reprogrammable pixels. Deciding if a volume control should be a physical knob, or if a temperature dial needs tactile feedback so you can find it in the dark, requires immense upfront engineering. A blank slate erased those physical requirements entirely. Because a digital interface is infinitely reconfigurable, a product team can ship the same undifferentiated slab of glass for every item in their catalog. The interface isn't resolved, it is postponed to a software update. Infinite convenience in the manufacturing process directly translates into a stressful, unresolved experience for the human trying to operate the machine. The bill for that decade of deferred design eventually came due in the automotive industry. After years of cramming every cabin function into a central screen, internal user testing at companies like Hyundai revealed that drivers were stressed, annoyed, and overwhelmed by touch-only systems. In response, automakers like Volkswagen, Subaru, and Mercedes are physically rebuilding their dashboards to bring tactile knobs and buttons back to their vehicles. This data visualization maps out a car dashboard, highlighting the specific safety-critical zones regulators are now targeting. Starting in 2026, new European Union rules explicitly outlaw essential driving functions from being buried inside a touchscreen. Regulators are enforcing a basic physical truth. A control that requires you to take your eyes off the road is a control you cannot trust at highway speeds. This correction is creating entirely new product categories in the broader consumer market. Designers are adopting a philosophy called calm technology, dictating that digital tools should live in your periphery, remaining invisible until you explicitly need them. Devices like the MUI board hide a fully functioning smart home interface inside a plank of real oak wood, only lighting up when touched. Companies like Daylight are building e-paper computers with warm, matte screens, specifically engineered to avoid commanding your attention. The shift is being led by Gen Z consumers. Their interest pushed basic flip phone sales up 25% in a single year. We are seeing a deliberate return to tactile keypads and blank displays. For a generation raised on tablets, a lack of digital features has become a status symbol of self-control, a premium choice for those looking to reclaim their attention. Consumers are consistently willing to pay a premium price for products that offer fewer glowing rectangles. People aren't rejecting technology, they are responding to the rediscovery of strict, disciplined industrial design. True interface design is the expensive, exacting process of committing to physical forms before a product is ever built. It is the discipline of deciding exactly where a screen should not go. Screens aren't disappearing, but using them as a shortcut to avoid hard design choices is no longer a viable strategy.